That's the sound of wheel bearings with a problem. It's probably not going to get any better. I better have a look one day. Alright, I'm going to take the bearings out and try and work out why they're making that noise. One thing I noticed is that the cones almost seem a bit tight, and you can feel a bit of a notching as you turn them, as I show on the video, but that could be part of the problem. But we'll pull them out and have a look. Lock nut, the dust cap just sort of sits over the cone, and see it's been a bit damaged through the cone. The cone's got a not all like this. Often the thread on the very end of the axle is a bit damaged because it's what sits in the forks. That's the cone. It's got a pressed on dust cap on the outside of the cone. I'll clean that up in a minute and have a look. Cone is actually quite badly damaged along here. So to see, you can feel it's almost like a step. So the cone's been damaged, a bit pitting down the bottom there. See, it's pitted. That's probably why it was tight, because of the extra space and the extra, I suppose, lumps. So that's not good. I'll need a new cone, if nothing else. But we'll keep pulling it apart and see what else we can see. Well, similar thing for the other cone. They're worn in a similar place, a little bit different. There's not really a lip as such, it's just you can see the damage to the surface of the cone. I'll pop the bearings out, one's already come out. Just poke them out down the middle into the container. I got them all. It's a very grey sort of a grease. It's probably full of fine steel filings from the damaged cones and probably the damaged bearings. So I've cleaned them both out, and there is a bit of a groove. If you can see that in there, you can feel it a bit with a screwdriver. There's a bit of a groove, I can feel it. The other side, be careful I don't tilt the wheel up and bend the rotor, but this side actually doesn't feel too bad, actually feels okay. A bit of a groove there. So, turn that around before I damage my rotor. Probably should add this wheel was the original wheel from the second mountain bike that I ever bought, an Avanti Ridge Rider. Probably, I'll guess 20 years ago. So it's getting pretty old. So I'm not overly surprised that it's finally kicked it in, or finally given some problems, but yeah, we'll see if we can sort it out. It's a front wheel, so it probably hasn't had too much of a hard life. And here's some photos of the bearings and one of the cones. This is the wheel that I bought to replace it. What's that? BX? Brand X? It's a bit grubby, I've been riding it. It's a through axle, had to get an adapter. I'll show you how that works one day. So I think that whole wheel was like 60 bucks. So it was, the whole wheel was less than the price of a XT hub. Plus by the time I bought the hub and spokes and laced it into the rim, it's a fair bit of work, and would have been a lot more money than what I ended up paying for this wheel. So that's what I did.